Howdy, howdy, welcome back, welcome back. It's Sheryl Schmidt from Sheryl Schmidt Artistry. So glad you were able to join me today in my little art adventure here in my studio. I'm going to be doing a challenge again from the Mixed Media Emporium's Facebook group with Kylie Koo and Nina and I will leave links to all of those down below. Today's video is going to be week 4 in the June watercolor prompt, and the prompt for week 4 was watercolor doodles. Had a little bit of trouble wrapping my head around how I wanted to create that page or this page. I knew I wanted to create another art journal page in my art journal book. I'm once again playing in my Strathmore mixed media journal. It has 140-pound vellum finished mixed media paper in here. 9 by 12 is the size. And when I finally kind of decided what kind of a design I wanted, I needed an image to go with it. So I have spent quite a few hours developing this steampunk-esque cat image. I'm not gonna lie, it really hurt my head having to figure out photo manipulation, cutting apart some images and putting other images together, but I finally have the image that I want. I am thrilled with how this kitty turned out. He's full of attitude, or she is full of attitude. I'm very, very proud of myself for figuring out how to do this. Love the results of how this main image, focal image, turned out. I've already cut it out. I printed it on sticker paper, label paper, and then I went around the edge with my black marker just to camouflage those white edges that happen when you cut something. So now to get to the doodle part. Well, that is the challenge. I decided I'm going to steampunk or a background for this. So I'm going to show you how to draw gears using just a compass. Remember school, high school, the geometry sets came with the compass that you used in there. So that's what I'm going to use to draw my circles, and then turn those circles into gears, and then I'm going to watercolor splatter the background, and that's how I'm going to create the background image for this cat. But I need to know kind of where to make sure my gears are. So I want to just lightly go around and kind of put some marks here just to make sure that I get those gears in the areas that I want. I know you won't be able to see that probably on camera, but I've got that outlined. All right, so now I've got a little placemat in here just to protect my work surface. I've got a very vintage compass here. So all you need to do is draw. Let's make that circle a little smaller. You need to draw 3 circles. So you put your compass down, put your pencil down. I sometimes find it easier to turn my book rather than try to turn the pencil. So that gives me 1 circle. Then I'm going to make that circle a little bit bigger, and this will be what the kind of the width of your compass is going to be, or width of your gear is going to be. I'm going to draw the next circle. So now I have something that starts to resemble a bullseye, and then finally my 3rd circle. All right, and as you can see, I do have a hole right in the center there from the needle, the pin that's on the end, but that's okay. I'm not too worried about it. I'll just come in from the back side and smooth that flat, and it'll all be camouflaged at the end. Now we need to draw the teeth of the gear in. I'm going to grab a little ruler here. Sorry, a little disorganized. Now the lighter you draw your circles, the easier they're going to be to erase. But basically I want to put my marks in as to where the gears are going to be. The teeth of the gear is going to be. So I want to kind of cut my circle in half. Let me just move you in a little bit closer here. There we go. I'm going to cut my circle in half. And I'm only putting the marks in that from the second to the third circle. And then I want to cut those in half some more. And I am making my pencil marks much darker than what I would normally, just because I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. If I go off camera, make sure you yell at me. So I'm recording this video on a Tuesday morning. I will probably upload this for the next day, for the Wednesday. I took Monday off. I had my second COVID vaccine on Sunday, and I felt really quite good after my vaccine. Hardly even a sore arm, but I just took Monday off just because I could. My 2 high school kids are done school, so I just mainly hung out with them. All right, so now you can see that I've got a bunch of dashes and dots and stuff. So I'm going to darken up this line here and come down this way, darken this one up, come up this way, darken that, right? And then you're going to erase the lines in between. So because I made this the top of my cog, I'm going to erase the inside of my cog there. And then I'll erase the top on this side because I need a hole for my teeth. You see how we're doing that? So sometimes I find it easier to come in and just do all the erasing first and then go back over my lines. So that's those ones done. Now let's erase the inside lines. Sorry, I've probably gone off camera 100 times. So I'm going to erase those inside lines. All right, let me just find I'm just going to reach across my table here and find one of my black markers. So I just pulled out my my Tombow mono. Oh no, that is water-based, so that is not going to work, because if we're going to be touching this up with watercolors, that is going to move. Let's see, the Micron pen is waterproof. So the Micron, your Micron pens are going to be better. So I'm using the Micron 101 archival ink, and it's black, just because I think that'll make it easier for you to see what I'm doing. So that's easier to see. Now you could take lots of time and make sure that all your gears and cogs line up from one to the other. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to throw a few in here, and I'm not even worrying about how crisp my doodle lines are. I kind of want them a little bit scribbly. Not even going to worry too much about making sure they're all joined up, because I think it will add to the whimsy of the page. There you go. That allows you to see a little bit better. And then I'm going to trace this inside circle here. Nice. And then you could come in and you can do all sorts of things on the inside of your gear here as well. Once you've got it traced in marker, it'll be much easier to erase out the lines that you don't need. There we go. So that is how you do those gears. So again, let's do another one here just to show you, and then I'm going to go off. I'm just going to show you the one more time, and then I'm going to go off and finish drawing my gears. So I think this time I might take and put, I'll move you back out as I work here, because I'm going to spin my book again. Move my pens out of the way. I'm just trying to, there we go. I want a smaller circle this time. Here's my small inside circle. And then my next layer. And then this one will be just a little bit bigger yet. There we go. And I'll come through when I'm all done my page and just push those holes closed. I'm not too worried about doing that ahead of time. All right, so now let's get our teeth drawn in. And I think I might make these teeth a little bit smaller. You can make as many teeth as you want on your gears. There's no rhyme or reason for it. You can make them however your little heart desires. So again, I'm going to come in and I'm going to start with this one being like that. I'll move you in again so you can see. So to be honest with you, I have some gears that I was going to take and just trace, but my daughter was giving me a hard time about that. She says, well, Mom, what if nobody else has gears that they can trace, or nobody has circle forms that they can trace. Why don't you show them how to do this with a compass? Most people have compasses, or you can get one pretty inexpensively from like the dollar store, especially in the next few weeks, as the school supplies will be out before we know it. But yeah, so there is the start of my background, and my kitty is going to just come and sit right in here, and you're going to see those gears fill up the background of the page. So I'm going to go off camera now and finish drawing in my gears, and then I will be back to show you how I'm going to watercolor the background in. All right, see you in a few. I have got my gears all drawn in, my pencil lines are erased, and that's going to be how the kitty is gonna sit on the page. I am pretty much in love with how this has turned out. So now to watercolor the background. So I'm going to start by spritzing water on here. I want it fairly saturated, and then I have pulled in some distress spray stains. I've got the salvage patina, the twisted citron, and the broken china. Because they're a water soluble spray, they technically are a watercolor. So I'm just going to spray over onto my mat and water that down a little bit, pick that up, and just splatter away onto my background. And let's get some patina in here. And I am getting ink everywhere as I splatter, and it is wonderful and it is glorious. And into the twisted citron. I think I'm going to give this a quick little rinse. Yeah, I think these are water. I've got little dishes off to the side, and I can't remember if I had alcohol in them for when I was cleaning my alcohol ink brushes, or if I had water in them. All right, and let's get some of this green in here. I like that. What do you think? Make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know if this is something you're going to try, if you like how the page looks. All right. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like and the bell icon down below. Yeah, I think I really like that. So I'm going to go dry this off camera real quick. I will be right back. All right, so that's all nice and dry. So I'm just going to stick my blending mat underneath here. I'm going to use salvage patina ink and my brush. And I'm just going to distress the edges of the paper. Because remember, you don't have to use brown to distress. You can use colors too. I like using the brush over the foam because I find the brush doesn't give harsh edges and stuff. And I really don't mind the pink and purple from the page before, the footprints page. I'll link that down below. That was week 3's watercolor challenge. It was doing negative space. This is week 4's challenge. It is watercolor doodles. And don't forget to check out Nina Rabina and Kylie Koo's YouTube channels. I will link both of those down below, and the Mixed Media Emporium's Facebook groups page as well. All those links will be down below. The cat, all the images I used to create my steampunk cat came from Graphics Fairy, but I've cut images apart and reassembled them to create my steampunk guy here. So I will also leave that link to the Graphics Fairy down below. I have a premium membership. So every Monday morning when Graphics Fairy releases their new bundles, I get a new set of images to play with. It's been a great way for me to build up my vintage ephemeras and stuff. It's well worth the money. So I've got little registration marks here where I want the hat to be. Like I'd said earlier, I printed this out on sticker paper or label paper. And there we go. Mr. Kitty is on his page. Now let's get a quote on here. I was thinking of doing a journey of 1,000 miles must begin with a single step, but I'm kind of leaning towards maybe if a train doesn't stop at your station, then it's not your train. I think maybe that's the one I'm gonna do. So I'll just cut that out real quick. These quotes are part of the bundles that you get. This was, I think, off of last week's release. And it's nice to not have to stop and think sometimes about what quote or create a custom quote. It's nice to just print out a page full of quotes like this and have them ready to go. So, the train doesn't stop at your station, then it's not your train. Yeah, I think that is going to work. So I've got this printed on label paper as well. Having stuff printed on sticker paper or the label paper makes it really nice, because then you don't have to worry about adhesive. You just peel and stick and away you go. Sorry about that, I got a little froggy in my throat. Awesome. Like I said, I am really enjoying how this page came together. I like the purple watercolor paint that bled across when I was inking my edge. It reconstituted that purple and made it kind of bleed out, and I really like that. Thanks for joining me, and I will talk to you in the next video. Bye-bye.